Itaka o kontoi te kyukuakaka. Itaka o kuata. Itaka o kuakata.
This time we had explained to humans that so many of the densities that will be a term used for disharmonies, illnesses, and stunting in growth and evolution have been a contamination that makes for the transformation of the carbon-based DNA into the silicium-based DNA more difficult. And by the genetic makeup, this transformation can only happen if the energy that gets through you, through your air, your food, your surroundings, your consciousness, all combined will help to activate your body of light. That can only happen when there is no toxics that don't allow the reaction at the molecular base to sustain a higher frequency of light that can penetrate and be anchor and transformative. That's the order of events. The light is already provided. You keep your consciousness so that you could align what you get exposed to be of a higher frequency. So you take the toxins that you already know which ones are, and you provide for your energy sources to be more pure. The process will be a combination of changing your food, changing your frequency through your thoughts and emotions, changing the environment, and keeping a connection through your attention to be constantly aligned to the effect of these higher frequency energies. That is a process that is going to take place over time. That requires all sources of energy that sustain your body to be clean and pure.
Thank you so much.
We, the Arcturians, had considered that through the element of water that we had qualified in the higher mountains when the origin of so many rivers and brooks and sources of water for humanity, if we will qualify it and send codes of light and healing through your water, that even if it gets diluted as it gets closer to urban settings, it will still contain a higher frequency and a more pure energy than the ones you are using. If you use the element of water to be purified and you cook with that water, you could clean much faster the effect of the toxins, that it will be difficult to get rid of all of them at once. But consider that by using qualified water, that you also can purify and charge by exposing it to the natural light and using it for your beverages. You can accomplish a much faster cleaning and contrasting less of the effects of the chemicals. There is also already much more available than before organic foods, local foods that, as imperfect as they might look, at least they contain still less chemicals than the ones produced in mass. There is a lot of information being downloaded to humanity as to what are the most important chemicals to avoid. It is clear then that based on the production of soy, wheat, corn, canola oil, all those genetically modified foods are to be eliminated for the diet, and many conditions will disappear. The immune system is so activated, explaining all the spectrum of diseases in humans that are secondary to overcharged immune system, all the way from cancer to all ways of inflammation. They will be released by recovering the sanctuary of the intestine and providing for foods that interact with your DNA and can deactivate reactionary defenses that are still in the carbon-based DNA to certain foods. The important part is to remember the fluidity, the changing nature of the proteins in the DNA that can be deactivated or activated through food. All the vegetable realm contains information that was meant to keep the body healthy. The way how humans call these groups of foods are alkalinizing foods, so that you can reestablish an intestinal wall that is protected and can digest food appropriately. So the answer is concentrate on the water that you make the food with, or you use for your beverages, and purify it. Drink it as clean as possible. And the water, being the best conductor of information, it will, that intention, help you to clean your body from what you don't need. And use food that is as close to the soil, to the pure virgin soil as possible. That's the answer.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow.
By intuition, you ask the question as to what event, what circumstance you are intending to create, to transform, and ask what combination of sound, color, and consciousness is the best one, and it will be downloaded onto you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next question is, how could we know our own resonance and how could we use it?
Lord Arcturus likes that question. He said, your cells have memory of your resonance. So you ask your higher self, what is your resonance? The answer might come as if suddenly you get chills. You have an overwhelming feeling of joy, of vibrating, of chills, of tears when you hear a sound. But ask that question, your higher self will be one to ask. It's also in your DNA. If you want to know another name for that location of that information to be, ask the question and you will be answered. Jesus at a point, all these answers Jesus has said before. Ask and you will be answered. Knock the door and it will be open. And he was referring exactly to these answers that are given to your questions. And the ones who had always opened and opened the door and listened had always been all those molecules, that energy is stored in your DNA. You need to ask and it will be given to you, to your conscious mind.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. what is the difference between our soul mission and our soul lessons?
In the process of having the experience in the planet Earth, there is no one being that is at the same page than the next one. It had always been a collection of experiences. And that could have been how the name soul lessons. Some people might have wanted to reincarnate to complete an experience of knowing how to feel like the giver or the lover or the kindness or their opposite. And that will be that through those experiences, always something has to be learned. So those are in the category of soul lessons, contrast experiences that you humans call bad or good, and we call experiences, that there is always an opportunity to expand, because it's always something learned. The soul mission is a particular agreement that it was much more in accordance to a bigger purpose than not just that fragment of the soul, as if it is much more benefit for humanity. It conveys something bigger than the soul itself. That's the difference.
Thank you very much.
Chikata antukun ta ikantaka o kontoi.